Radio.com. I'm not sure which is the better performance, Wacker and Worzbyt show before or after I turn the microphone on. But here they are. They're in the studio with us this morning. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. They're the ones who keep IUP in stitches and in music, too, over on campus. Jeff Wacker, Jason Worzbyt join us this morning. And, guys, I got to confess, I have no idea why you're here.
Jason?
That's okay. We don't either.
Thought I'd throw that opening out there and one of you would grab it and go with it.
Actually, we do have at least one really good reason to be here. And that's because we're going to have a phenomenal band concert in the Grove at IUP this Saturday, July 8th at 7 o'clock.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You don't get live concerts in the park that much anymore. And the University Band of the Community Music School is going to be doing a great concert under the direction of the wacky Worzbyt.
So before we get into this is all Jeff's fault. We all need to know this. Well, no, Jeff had been talking. He had mentioned this the last couple of years that we've been working with the University Band. He goes, wouldn't it be neat to have an outdoor concert in the Grove? And it was a fantastic idea. And then we later find out that there's some history behind it. In the really late 60s, early 70s, IUP actually did that because they had a summer session that started almost immediately after the semester was over. And as part of that summer session, they would put a band together. In fact, you haven't seen this, Jeff, someone posted a photo of one of these concerts from a Mother's Day concert from 1971 or 2, a concert in front of the Grove. So there's actually, there's some history with this. So we did this last year for the first time and it was a blast. So we're kind of repeating it. So, really good. To whet everyone's appetite, I brought a really brief list of what we were playing. Number 1, so I could see it. Number 2, because I can't remember all of this music. But
he's just conducting.
Right. So I mean, if you love marches, Stars and Stripes Forever, El Capitan of Sousa. If you love Broadway, we're doing selections from West Side Story and My Fair Lady. If you love trumpet playing, our professor emeritus of trumpet, Kevin Eisensmith, is going to be playing this terrific piece called Portrait of a Trumpet by Sammy Nestico. And Sammy Nestico is a legendary. He just passed away about a year or so ago. He was like 98, 99. Legendary jazz writer. Little Leroy Anderson, Blue Tango of Leroy Anderson, some classic works for concert band, Whole Second Suite, Irish Tune from County Derry, a terrific march that probably hardly anyone plays called Them Basses. And the reason the reason I programmed it when all of the emails were coming in for folks that could play, we ended up with like 9 tubas. And so there's this great march I played when I was a teenager called Them Basses, and the melody is in all of the low instruments for the entire march.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's fun. But it's a wonderful group to play with and rehearse with. And like I said, this is Jeff's fault. This is all Jeff's fault.
But the really cool thing about it is it's such a neat compilation of age ranges. It's truly a very intergenerational group. You can play in it as early as 9th grade. You're 15 going into 9th grade. You can play in this group.
Yeah.
We have people from that age all the way, I think, probably up into their 70s at this point. Oh, if not early 80s.
The person who's winning the award for this year is actually my undergraduate bassoon teacher.
Oh, Dr. Boyle.
He is 90. And he is playing in the group. His name is David Borst, and he taught bassoon here from 1965 until 1998. And he is still playing, and he came up for the concert. He's 90 years old, and he sounds great. And there's actually the other thing. I don't know whether you know about this. There are 3 generations of one family that are going to be playing this concert. We have 2 brothers that are trombone players, Ted and Dennis Kramer, and Ted's son is going to play, and Ted's grandson is going to play. So we have 3 generations of one family that are playing in the band as well.
I did not know that.
All trombonists?
One's a trombonist, one is, I think, euphonium, and one's tuba. But yeah, we have 3 generations of one family that are going to play this week.
They did cover the low brass nicely.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's very cool. And the other cool thing is that you get a lot of alumni who can't play during the year when we normally do in the fall and the spring semesters.
Yeah.
Busy jobs, that kind of stuff. But they have a little time in the summer. They flock in from all over the place. So now you've got almost a mini IUP alumni reunion going on with the music folks, which is also really cool.
Yeah. You know, you think back to last year when the marching band had that amazing Saturday, and everybody came back, and it was so cool. I went to the game not to see the football. Didn't care about the football. I went there to see the band, and just watching all of those folks together. And some of them seeing each other for the first time since they left IUP.
Yep, absolutely.
Years and even decades before. It was really, really neat to see. And so that sounds like some of the feeling that we have going on here.
It's exactly. It's kind of a mini condensed. It's not as big as, the IUP marching band, but it has that feel as you get some of these alums coming back. Quite frankly, it's the draw is sitting over here to my right. Yeah, they just want to play under Dr. Worzbyt, I'm telling you. That's it.
Jeff, I got to get my head through the door on the way out,
Okay.
but I appreciate that. No, it's just, they're great. They're great folks. They're really great folks. But yes, we do have alumni. We actually have some, we have retired, there's a member of the former psychology faculty that just retired and has been living in upstate New York, is coming down. Jay Mills, who taught in the psychology department for well over 30 years, is coming back to play. So, it's it's a lot of fun, and if any of our listeners out there have a instrument that's been sitting in their closets that they played, you can come out. I mean, because the nice thing about what we do is there's no audition. There's no audition for this. When we have the band during the year, there's no audition. We just say sign up and show up, and it's that easy.
Yeah,
and we do that by design because the nice thing is we have players of all abilities, of all age ranges, and the one of the goals I think of community music is intergenerational learning.
Yes.
And so that's really neat, because in the bassoon section, this is really interesting. So my teacher, who is 90, is playing, and then one of my high school students who's 18 years old, that's the bassoon section. So, I mean, it's really an interesting group of people.
Yeah. It sounds like so much fun, too. So, Jeff, this is going to happen at what time?
It is at 7 o'clock in the Grove, right there in front of Fisher Auditorium, this Saturday, July 8th. In the event of rain, of which there will not be any rain, I know the AccuWeather forecast is going to come through and say there will be no rain on Saturday night. But if there is, we're going to move it over into Cogswell, into the big room over there, room 121. That's about as best as we can do. The auditorium is full of admissions stuff going on. So we'll just move it on over right into Cogswell, and we'll still play a great concert.
There you go.
Will we post that? Do you think? Could we post that on the Community Music Facebook page if we're going to move it indoors?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're in doubt, check the IUP Community Music Facebook page, and we'll have an update there as to where the concert's going to be.
You bet.
Yeah.
And in case you were wondering, Community Music School still has a lot of other stuff going on this summer as far as music lessons. I actually registered 108 music students so far taking lessons this summer. That's an all-time high.
Is it really?
Yeah. When we first started summer lessons, we started in the 30 to 40 range, and then it went up, and then up a little bit more, and then COVID hit, and it wasn't so hot. And then we were coming right back, and it's just been zooming up. 108 students this summer taking lessons.
Well, how come why there, Jeff?
It's a great opportunity to take lessons when it's a little more relaxed. It's summer. You don't have all the stuff going on during the year. And so you do get a lot of kids taking advantage of that, brushing up on stuff, getting ready for marching band camps for the fall, for auditions. This is when you really, if you're thinking about festivals and that kind of stuff, as far as district and regional and all state, seems like a long ways away. This is actually the time that you really want to start working hard on that and lessons and that kind of thing, because that is what preps you over the next several months for those kinds of auditions and opportunities.
Yeah. It's a pressure-free environment, too, isn't it?
We are. Completely.
Well, and the other nice thing I would say about that, I mean, first of all, those numbers are incredible. But the other thing is because we do have so many of our students that are teaching apprentices and that are working with these students, it's a real investment in them, because when our students get a chance to do that type of teaching, it just makes them better teachers. And then in turn, a lot of those folks will teach in the area. So, I mean, you're not just necessarily even making an investment in your child when you sign them up for lessons, although you are, but you're also making an investment of music education for the future. You're making these students better teachers. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of you're really investing kind of in the future of the art form. Sure.
Yeah, and it's such a great mentoring opportunity, because if you're a junior or a senior and you're teaching a kid lessons and you run into something that you go, oh, I don't really know what to do with this. Well, you immediately go to your university professor and you say, okay, this is what I'm seeing and what I'm running into. What do you think? How do I approach this? And you just had a great mentoring learning opportunity there that then the student takes back, applies it, sees it work. This is the kind of thing that goes on, and it's such a great win-win for everybody.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of people having a lot of fun.
I mean, I learn in rehearsal how bad my jokes are, and so I just don't tell them anymore. So we're all kind of learning from them.
We could have told you that before.
Well, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but it carries such power when an entire group looks at you and says, "That's such a dad joke."
It is.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it's coming up on Saturday night, 7:00 in the Oak Grove.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be fun.
It will be.
Yeah. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com.